Namaste yogis, welcome to the Sun Lotus Center. Today we're going to review how to do handstands. I've been working with you on videos covering other types of inversions and arm balancing postures through our levitation challenge. We're going to jump into handstands today, and in the future videos we'll expand on it with more props and other things. Today I'm going to do it without props. I'm going to use the wall and the mat. So let's begin. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave them on the comments below or direct message me. I hope you enjoyed today's lesson. Okay, so the first thing we're going to start with is how to enter into a handstand properly through our yoga practice. We're going to go down into downward facing dog. Get that lower back to open, the hips to open, the spine to open. And then we're going to walk our feet forward about 1 to 1.5 feet away from the back of the wrist. From here, grip the floor with all 10 fingers. Notice my grip is very strong on all 10 fingers. Pressing through the wrist. Lock the knees, and from locking the knees, we're going to start to pull up and pike. Good. Now that pike will come with some of the exercises that I've showed you in the past. But today we're going to go over how to walk into it, how to kind of jump into it, and then how to pike into it. Review the videos so you can see all the exercises I've showed you in the past, which are going to help you to gain the strength for this. Now, first we're going to walk into it. When we walk into it, we're going to lead with our weaker leg. Our stronger leg is going to kick up in the air. Vice versa, if you want to switch it up, feel free to switch it up. So I'm going to walk forward, arms over the head, left leg forward, bend the left knee. That left knee is going to bring my springboard. Grab the floor with all 10 fingers and the wrists, lock the right knee, point the right toes, and lift. You see that there? We lift. So I'm going to do a couple bounces here so you can see. If you bounce and your leg doesn't go over the line of your shoulders, it's going to fall backwards. If you bounce and your leg goes too far, then you might do like some kind of weird twist out. Be in control of your legs, your inner thighs, and your lower abdomen so that you don't twist. Left leg forward, arms overhead. Bend the left knee, grab the floor with your fingers, lock the right knee. See how strong my right leg is? That's how I'm controlling the legs from twisting and throwing me out. I'm going to get that right leg over, and you see I caught myself with the left hand. The right leg went a little too far over the head, and the body went that way, but the hand went and caught it. So feel free to work like that as well. Make sure you catch yourself. Right leg over, and see here, I'm going to hold it. I'm going to hold it, right? And then eventually bring the left leg up to touch. Now that takes a lot of core strength, so I don't mind if you're in your handstand and you end up just holding it here with like a split. That's cool to start with, and then boom, feet together. Or if you're walking into it, try to clap your feet. Hands on the floor and go clap the feet, okay? That's going to start to help you build confidence on entering the handstand. Usually there's a lot of fear. Obviously this is dangerous. You can fall on your head. I've never seen anybody break their neck or anything like that, but I've seen a couple bumps and bruises, maybe some rug burn as well. So let's show you how, again, to make a clap. We're gonna walk left leg forward, or you can choose to do your right leg. Bend that left knee, lock that right knee, and boom, left leg comes up to meet the right leg, and boom, there's the clap. So that's the first way we can start working on our handstand entrance, is the walking, right? Now the jumping is we just stay in place. And basically the jumping is the same thing, where I would preferably lead with one leg. And this is minus the momentum, so it takes a little more effort because you're not walking into it. You have to bounce 1, 2, 3, and boom. That's your jumping handstand. 1, 2, and 3, boom. All right, so you see how, again, I bring the legs together to meet. You can clap the legs together, you can bring them to meet, keep the legs a little open, do that counterbalance. So that's the jumping. So I did the walking, standing at the back of your mat. Boom. We did the jumping, just directly springboarding. Boom. And next is the piking. So from one of the earlier videos I've taught you with, I've showed you the monkey swing, which is a very important exercise. You come up on your toes, you grab the floor with all fingers like a handstand, and you slide forward. And it's not like you're jumping, you're sliding or swinging forward, you're not jumping. And eventually, that lift of the toes, of the feet sliding between the arms will translate, watch, to your handstand pike. Right here. So that's one way you can enter your handstand pike, is by doing a couple monkey swings. And you go monkey swing, pull through, monkey swing, lean, 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 grip, 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 pike up, pike up, pike up, pike up, boom. Now piking is the hardest. In handstand, we can have our head looking forward, which most of us will for balance. The ultimate version is dropping the crown of the head parallel to the floor, which takes a lot of balance. Whoops, it changed. I just lost my headphone there, my earphone. Okay, so that's how we can get into headstands, or handstands. Excuse me, I said headstands. Handstands. We can also use the wall, and we can do all these steps too against the wall. So we could do the walking entrance against the wall, where I'm going to lead this time with my right leg to show you different. Right leg forward, hands on the floor, spring, boom, get on the wall. Now I have about 6 to 8 inches distance from my fingertips, my yoga mat, from the wall. Try to keep that with you as well. When you're up here, whether you walked into it, jumped into it, or piked into it, squeeze the inner thighs tight. And try to lift both legs away from the wall together. Some of you may go one leg and then maybe the other leg, but ultimately it's both legs that we're trying to get away from the wall. So I would love for you to do that together, both legs away from the wall. Now another way to work this against the wall is to do it from butt up against the wall, hands on the floor. You want to make sure you space yourself properly so that you can walk up the wall. So we're going to walk our feet up the wall and maybe walk the hands forward or backwards according, and hold this here. Now this will help you develop that strength, that understanding of what it feels like to have your butt, your hips over your head. And you can go right leg up, you can go left leg up, and you really got to push into your fingers when you bring your legs up, because it will bring your body weight forward. So that'll be good training for your fingers. Now the other version is facing the wall, putting the head, the crown of the head against the wall. So watch, I'm going to do this one not running, not walking, not jumping, but a little more pike control. Bring the hands in the proper space. I'm going to bring the hands a little bit closer. I'm going to put my head against the wall. So right now I have the crown of my head against the wall, and with the crown of the head, lift up slow, press the crown of the head against the wall, and then bring the feet away. That will help you to isolate your core strength. So again, press the crown of the head against the wall and lift. By pressing the head, you'll find maybe more of your front side abdomen, your inner thighs, and the strength along the legs, through the quads and the toes. Yeah, so those are different ways we can enter into handstand. When you're ready to work on your handstand practice, make sure you warm up with everything I've showed you in the videos before. Warm up with all the drills, warm up with the inversions like shoulder stand and headstand and forearm stand. Warm up with the arm balancing like crow, firefly, crane, peacock. And through all of these postures, you'll start to develop the tools necessary to get you into a handstand. So for the end of this lesson, this is a shorter lesson than all the other ones, but I'm going to come back to handstand. So this is not the only lesson on handstand. I'm going to finish here with just a walkthrough of how to do that proper pike. I know that's asking for a lot for some of you. We bring our hands on the floor, but if you can show me this, I'll be so excited. Grip the floor with all 5 fingers of each hand. So you see how I'm really gripping. Come up onto the tiptoes, and I'm going to do an exhale to push and lift. Now notice my fingers are constantly in a state of movement. They're never absolutely still. And this is the last thing I want to show you. We don't want the palms to be flat. We don't want to walk on flat feet, so we don't want to balance on flat hands. What you have to focus on is using your fingers throughout the entire handstand. So you might lean a little forward, you press into your your fingertips. You might lean a little to the side, you press into the outer hands. You might lean back, you press into the wrists. You might lean one way, you press into the thumbs, other way. So use your fingers as a method to always control the balance. All right, well, that was a lot to look at today, a lot to work on. Thank you all so much for following these lessons. We're gonna come back to handstand again. Next time I'll bring in the props, I'll bring in the straps, the blocks. I just kind of want to see where we're at right here. Thank you for sharing your videos. I look forward to seeing it, and please feel free to ask any questions. Namaste.